Welcome to an episode of the Morning Drive. I'm your host, yours truly, Mr. Hines. Hope everybody's having a good morning. Got a long drive ahead. Well, I got about an hour drive this morning going up to Old Raleigh. Uh, Driving up north this morning to do a little bit of work. So, got us a little time to have us a good little stream here. Just giving a little time for some people to trickle on in. Want to cover a few things today regarding, crypto bear markets as usual, because, that's something we need to address every day because, everybody's not the same. And some people need that little boost of morale every day. Get your little shot of hopium so you're not, down in the dumps and worried about, your investments in crypto and stuff like that. Because if you truly believe in a project long term, you have nothing to worry about, and it's like the good old saying says, right? You don't lose anything until you sell. So, always keep that in mind. You never lose any kind of dollar value, and if you believe in the project, then you know you're not going to lose anything unless you sell that asset. But that's something I want to kind of talk about, and also this whole Celsius shenanigan shit that's going on, man. It's got quite a few people wrecked, really, really bad. In some instances, almost worse than Luna. They're both pretty tragic, but each have their own unique kind of tragedy to themselves. So, um, it's upsetting, and it's sad to see that some of these projects that were created to so-called help the community. Whenever the market starts to fail and prices start to plummet, people aren't as ready or secure or set up like they thought they were, and their protocol just can't handle the market stress and conditions at the time. So it's sad, man. It's sad. It's disappointing that a lot of people have trusted those entities with life savings. And it's just upsetting, and it's so true when you hear the saying, not your keys, not your crypto. It's so true, because once you deposit that crypto into some kind of protocol like that, or some kind of centralized entity, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes of that business or company or project, right? You don't know what they're doing behind the scenes with your money, because once you send that money to that address, or you deposit it into that protocol or whatever, it's essentially theirs, right? And they're just promising to pay you a little interest for you depositing it into the platform. So and I was watching, I think, CoffeeZilla last night. I think that's his YouTube name. And he kind of went in on a deep dive on kind of what happened with Celsius, and what some of the he went over, or he was skimming through the terms and conditions. And people tend to not read the fine print. I'm guilty of it too. But we should probably all, especially in this kind of new asset class and new industry, I guess you could say, we all kind of need to get in the habit of reading the terms and conditions, because there's some sneaky shit that they throw in there. One of them was it stated clearly, if you have money deposited into either the earn sector of Celsius, or either the lend sector of Celsius, where, like, saying you put in money to get a loan. If you had money in either the earn or lending loan side of Celsius, if something were to happen, say like Celsius was to go bankrupt, or they didn't have the funds to pay out investors, which basically is what happened. Essentially, it said that crypto ain't fucking yours anymore. Basically, and saying we're going to take it. If we do some shit wrong and we get in hot water, we're taking your shit because it's our fault. Basically, is what it said. If y'all go watch that video, it's good. He does a great explanation on kind of what happened. And I love watching his stuff because he does go in pretty deep and he supplies very good evidence and facts on that situation that's going on. So it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. And even I'm guilty of it. When I first got into crypto, I was dabbling around on Celsius. I had a little bit of money in Celsius and, played around with it because I was interested. I was trying to learn about it, and I was, dabbling with the loans and the earn side, which they were paying, I think, like 9% on stable coins, which is very, very high. But they were also charging high, interest rates on their loans, so. But in another thing, about, one of the things that really had that company, kind of stable was, they come out with the Cell token. They had the Celsius token, and it was basically their ecosystem token, which basically was the gears to keep the thing moving. And, once they made that announcement, that fucking coin, the coin dropped. It dropped, I think, it's down like 99%, but it dropped like 50% in an hour, then it dropped another 50%. So basically, when your treasury and the coin that you have that's backing a lot of the things in your project loses almost all its value, you're fucked. You're fucked. And I wouldn't doubt it if it was the team dumping all them coins on the investors' heads trying to pay people back. It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder, what kind of access they have to their, treasury. They always preach, this is safe, this is better than the banks, this is, the future, your money's safe with us. But then you go through the terms and conditions and it says if we fuck up and get in hot water, we can take all the fucking shit that you've deposited into our platform. That's not what crypto is made for, man. That's not how shit's supposed to be. It's supposed to be decentralized. You're supposed to be in control of your own self. You're supposed to be self-sovereign. This is what this, space is all about. If we want to give our coins and stuff to middlemen to, beg for interest, we can do that out here in the real world. We won't get much, but, people make enticing and attractive interest rates to be competitive in the space, to bring people over. And sometimes they get in too deep and they just do shit that's not sustainable as a marketing push, and then once you get so deep in it, you can't come back. And Alex Mashinsky, man, he was all over the place in the crypto space out here preaching about how everything heck's a scam because it was paying out so much interest and all that other shit. And I seen that tweet on YouTube. I can't remember who posted it, but it was basically a video with when Richard was on with Crypto Banter and Rand and Alex Mashinsky, and Alex Mashinsky said, show me one person that's used Celsius and has gotten wrecked. Just one. Show me one. And then now, everybody that's used the platform is fucking wrecked. And then it's just sad, man. It's sad that they can just do whatever they want to do with people's hard-earned crypto, right? I've seen a story that, there was a couple individuals that had like cashed out their 401ks and put their children's college fund into Celsius and stuff like that, man. And, now it's, not confirmed gone, but, it's not looking good for those people, man. It's just upsetting. It's just upsetting to see people have to go through this, especially, in the conditions the market's already in. People are already down and kind of depressed, and then Celsius comes along and just kicks them right in the fucking nuts again. It's disgusting, man. It's disgusting what's going on in the space right now and how crooked stuff really is. And when stuff starts to fail, you really start to see companies' true colors, and they're out here marketing, pushing, oh, we were the best thing in crypto. We actually care about our investors. We care about making the space better. And then you take everybody's money and lock it up and don't let them have access to it. It's a cold world out here, guys, man. This crypto is still the wild, wild west. And another thing, this is not a good look for the crypto sector, man. It's not a good look, with all the regulatory action coming into play here recently. They're watching this crypto stuff like a hawk, man, like a hawk. And with stuff just constantly failing at every turn, what's that make this look like? And the people that are really in crypto and understand it and are actually using it the proper way, it's making us have a bad rep, because everything else that people are out here building, trying to, be selfish and shit like that, are making it look like cash grabs and making it look scammy and making it just look all out bad. It's giving DeFi a bad name because people are out here pushing interest rates that's not sustainable and just taking money from investors, being greedy. It's not fair. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to them. We joined crypto to get away from these centralized entities that are that are using everybody and taking everybody's money. But then we see it happening in the crypto space, and people still turn to those projects to use them and send their money to them. It's I don't understand it, man. You can do, I don't understand it. And their whole slogan, Celsius' slogan, was "Be your own bank," or "Unbank the world," or whatever bullshit that was. But essentially, they were just enslaving you to their protocol and making, it's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. But that's my rant about that. I just get heated up every time I talk about it and see new tweets about it and see the, the news coming in every so often, the updates and stuff. It's just horrid, man. It's horrid. TB Bishop, good to see you, man. Good morning. Buy lots of seeds. Yeah. I'm not sure if you could clarify that a little bit. I'm not 100% sure what you mean. But yeah, man, that's really my rant about Celsius. And I have to admit, Richard Hart was right again. And he's right about a lot of stuff, man. He really is. It's just the whole, over bragging about certain things that kind of make people not listen to him. But everything that he says is so true. It's so true. And, people, if they can just get past the outrage marketing and stuff like that and actually pay attention to what Richard's saying, you can really, really benefit from a lot of the stuff that man says. 100%. Like, he's really, he's changed my whole perspective and outlook on crypto 100%. 100%. So, seeds are probably going to be important worldwide soon. Seeds. What do you mean by seeds, man? Clarify that for me. You mean like seed phrases, like your wallet seeds, or what do you mean? The way all inflation is, etc. Seeds are probably going to be important worldwide soon. Oh, like food seeds. Got you. That's an interesting thing you bring that up. And let me say hello to Pior. I'm sorry, man. I don't want to butcher your name, but I'll pull you up here on the screen. Good morning, sir. Great. I find you on mornings. Awesome, man. I'm glad you're here. Glad to share this time with you and just sit back and talk a little bit about, what's going on in the broader market. So I really appreciate you stopping by. That's awesome. And thank you for your support. It's good to see new faces popping in here every once in a while and, supporting the content. So thank you, man. But going back to what you just said, TB Bishop, going back to what you just said about the seeds and the, people need to start, there might be food shortages and stuff like that. It's very interesting. It is like Peter. Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to. I didn't want to butcher his name. I hate having to do that, and some people get upset about it. So I like to apologize first. But anyway, the whole food shortage thing, man. We were looking. My wife, she was wanting to start doing like canning, like how you like put food in like mason jars, and that way it like gives them a shelf life and stuff like that. She was looking into that stuff last night and showing me, and she's starting to want to get into that, and I haven't really thought much about what could possibly or potentially happen with like supply chains and food for people, but I'm starting to see it more and more being brought up by the community, um, and so it's kind of on my radar now, and the world has just changed so much, man. I would have never guessed, a couple of years ago that we'd be going through anything, the kind of stuff that we're going through now. It's very uncomforting. Let me say hello to the chat again. Mobius, good morning, brother. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Smart move this year. Yeah, like I said, I think you're talking about the canning, but yeah, she's been wanting to get into that canning stuff, man, and it's really interesting because like there's some shit like you can put like bacon on like parchment paper and fucking stick it in that can and shit, and that shit'll have life for a fucking long time. It's crazy. You can do like eggs out. You can do anything. You can can anything, and it just gives it so much longer of a life. Basically, just preserving it without preservatives, right? So it's very interesting. So I think I might buy her some stuff to start doing that because it's something she's really into, man. She's kind of one of those homestead hippie kind of lady girls, man. I love it. I bought her a bunch of chickens. I built her a chicken coop, and she grows her own garden, and now she's wanting to get into the canning stuff. So we might be doing that here soon. So don't worry, brother. It's Peter. Well, Peter, thank you for being in the chat, and good to see you this morning. Buy a lot of materials now if you can. Yeah, we're starting to collect. I guess you could say. I don't know the word I'm looking for at the moment. We're starting to bulk up on all the food supplies and stuff like that because man, it's getting scary out here. It's getting scary, and I want to be fucking prepared. I don't want to be caught with my pants down for sure. Get her excess cans and lids. Yeah, that's what, like I said, that's what she's looking into, and she's got all it. Dude, she's got like a whole cart full of shit on the internet that she wants me to buy. So, when she does her research on stuff, she's pretty fucking thorough, and she does it the right way. So, I don't got a doubt in my mind. She's got all the right shit. Let me get my phone over here so I can see a little better. So guys, start canning. I do it for the last year. This shit is real. They want to starve us. It's on purpose. Everything that the government's doing, everything that the world's doing right now is on purpose. They say, it's for the good, and they say, oh, it's to help the American people and all this other bullshit. Dude, they got a big plan in the whole scheme of things. If you just zoom out and look at the economy as a whole, the world as a whole, kind of the roadmap leading up to this point, man, there's something going on. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but something ain't right, man, and it's getting worrisome, and I even feel, I feel even more guilty. I'm not really worried about myself, I'll get through it, whatever. But I'm more so worried about my kids, man, my son. He's only 2, and Lord knows what kind of stuff that boy's going to see in his lifetime, So, that's the number one thing that has me the most worried is basically just my son's future and what he's going to have to endure through his lifetime. It's just that's the one thing that has me the most concerned for sure. It's on purpose, unfortunately, used for control. That's all they want, man. That's all they want is if they can control any part of us, they're going to. And that's why they're so fucking pissed off about crypto, is because they don't have their fingers in it, and they don't understand it. So, that's one thing that we as the people do have right now that they can't control as of yet, is that our crypto, and I'm gonna fight that until the death, man. I want control back over my finances. I want control back into my own hands. My money is safer in my hands than it is sleazy ass bank. You know what I mean? So um, that's my outlook on that, really. Happy to read this, Peter. Yeah, 100%. I always love different people's perspective on things, man, because it really helps me open my eyes to new ideas and to new things that are happening. Because there's a lot of times, man, I get so caught up in, um, either doing content or in crypto and stuff like that, or family stuff. I lose sight of the big picture of what's going on out in the world, and that's why I love doing these live streams, because I have people like you guys that come in here and kind of provide world updates and stuff like that. So it's very, very, um, it's very, very nice to have our wives need to meet. Then, yeah, man, for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like mine, man, she loves her chickens. She loves growing stuff. Uh, she just likes being self sufficient. She's into like all that like natural, like scentless stuff. Like, it's interesting. It's interesting for sure. Nice Mobius. Let's see. I guess obviously all the Hexkins are ahead of the curve. I am new to Hex, but learning fast how good this community is. Awesome, man. Well, it doesn't matter if you're new, you're old, you're an OG or anything. All that matters is that you're a part of it now. And, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter when you got into Hex. All that matters is that you found it, and that you're a part of the community. And now, you're well on your way to financial freedom and to have, set your family up for, potentially life-changing opportunities when Pulse Chain goes live. And even with Hex, man, there's still life-changing opportunities to take place with Hex, especially right now with the condition the markets are in. I never thought I would get this kind of entry point. So, all of us right now that are in these markets and that are still here and haven't gotten fudded out are blessed to have this opportunity, because, a lot of people, left and don't understand how markets work. And unfortunately, they miss out on all the good stuff. They'll come back in, maybe 2 weeks before there, and look fucking dumb. So, and they'll be the ones that come in and buy at the top and then pick on everybody else for taking profits and talking shit to everybody else that's taking profits, calling them paper hands and shit. And then they're the ones that look fucking stupid when they have to sell the goddamn bottom. So, people. Sorry, guys, if I'm cutting out and going through town here. Let's see. Up north in Canada, we have rain every day. Farmers can't see anything. Oh man, that's probably terrible. That's probably terrible. I couldn't imagine that shit every day. Um, Morning drive behind, Alan, my man. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you this morning. I missed you yesterday, man. I was worried. I was worried you weren't in here. I thought you said fuck me, man. Thought you just said screw him. He ain't worth my time. I'm fucking with you. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming by. Are we talking about growing our own food and survival mode for the next crash? Dude, that's what we're... Look, the bear market's got us fucking thinking about the apocalypse, bro. This bear market has people's minds in the fucking gutter, son. Talking about starting to hoarder everything. But no, we were just talking about, how, you know, there potentially could be food shortages and you know, stuff like that in the coming future. And you know, we got into, you know, that's kind of how my wife is. Like, she's kind of a hippie girl, kind of, you know. But you know, it's just interesting how, you know, seeing different uh, the different people's worldview on things. You know, that's why I love doing what I'm doing and making content. Is I love seeing everybody else's outlook on what's going on in the world, because everybody's looking opinion on what's going on is different. You know, they have very similar similarities, but they're very different in their own unique way, for sure. And why it's the service is so shitty. I'm right in downtown. Hold on, I'm gonna put my phone back on the mount here, or let me read these comments first. Kind of, yep, Alan. We all got food and projects going on anyway. With Hex, it's never too late. Doesn't matter what. No, exactly. As long as you buy Hex and you stake it, you're earning interest no matter what the conditions of the market are in. That's the beautiful thing about it. Alan says, haha, I was working early. Love watching you. Well, man, I appreciate that. I really do. You know, I had much to provide, you know, value wise. I just get on here and talk shit, basically. That's all I can provide is just a good shit talk and, you know, your daily shot of hopium right in the main vein. That's all I can do. Firearms, grains, canned foods, and vegetable gardens if you can. I'm already half stocked up. They will start limiting how much you can buy at once. Yes, and I don't know if you heard a few minutes ago, Alan. You know, my wife is starting to want to get into canning, which is, you know, putting this shit in the mason jars and stuff like that. So, you know, we're on the right path here. You know, if it wasn't for her, bro, I'd still be fucking looking stupid because I don't really pay attention to the outside world, which I probably should. You know, that's what I have you guys for, I guess. But you know, she's on top of it, man. She's you know, without her, I'd be probably starving. So I'm grateful for her. Peter agreed. This is why I'm so happy since getting my first 555 day stake. I know big money coming to Hex for sure. Yeah, that's a big thing too. You know, that's something that's coming up. Is I'm interested to see how this whole, you know, the Hex Trust that they have started. I'm interested to see how the adoption goes with that, how much funds actually come into that. It's going to be interesting to see. You know, the fundamentals behind Hex are super fucking bullish, man. Super fucking bullish. People just can't get over the fact about Richard. That's the only thing I think people have is the problem with Richard. You know, but if you can just look past all that shit, man, there's such a good opportunity here. Such a good opportunity, and people, you know, just fail to see it. You know, fail to see it. We actually have DeFi interest that is sustainable. Unlike all these other projects that are failing all around us, you know, we have had 100% flawless operation. Not one time have we, you know, done anything that wasn't coded to do. So, you know, it's incredible how people are just so blind to the fact of what we got going on. So, Hans, you are frozen, sir. Must be that Pinehurst reception. No, see now, am I still frozen? Y'all comment. Y'all comment and see if tell me if I'm still frozen, please. I don't want to sit here and keep talking for no fucking reason. Let me know. Post something in the chat, please. I mean, I still see I got 4 people watching, so I'm guessing somebody post it in there, so I'm not, because if I am frozen, I'll restart it. I don't see nothing. God damn it. Am I really? Fuck, man. Somebody please let me know if I am frozen or not. If not, I'll have to just start up another one, I guess. Anybody?